Ever since we've been doing videos on NASCAR, guys, I've had the opportunity to speak to Kyle Petty on 2 occasions. Of course, Kyle Petty is a very accomplished NASCAR driver of years gone by and someone who has raised tens of millions of dollars to fund charity projects. What a guy he is. He's also the son of arguably the greatest of all time when it comes to NASCAR, Richard the King Petty, and I would contest that he's very much the best, although some people might say Dale Earnhardt, some people my age might even say Jimmy Johnson, but let's not talk about that. Let's not get divided anymore when it comes to NASCAR, because NASCAR fans right now are a bit divided to say the very least. Now, the reason why I bring up Kyle Petty is because the first time I had the opportunity to speak to him, I asked him about the kind of discourse around stock car racing where some people were saying that, you know, NASCAR is done, it's finished, it's dying, it's a dinosaur of a sport and it's not going to last much longer. To which Mr. Petty very rightly said, well, people have been talking about NASCAR becoming a thing of the past since the mid-60s, so it's not exactly new, is it? People have been talking about radio, for example, going out of business ever since the television was invented. But in the year of our Lord 2025, radio is just doing fine. But NASCAR, though, it's on a bit of thin ice at the moment. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because fans are very much divided over some recent messages that have been leaked. So what has happened, guys, and what is likely to happen from here? Well, I've got the full story for you here, as always, here on the channel. So it is fair to say that NASCAR right now is going through one of the most chaotic periods in its recent history. And the reason why is the recent leak of some pretty stunning internal messages during the 2311 Front Row Motorsports antitrust case. Now, we've covered this extensively, guys, and it gets underway properly on December 1st, so less than a week from now. But in that time, there has been revelations, there has been fact-finding and some very interesting stuff. And these messages that have recently been leaked, they don't really paint the best of pictures, to be honest. Because it turns out that longtime NASCAR president Steve Phelps had some choice words for veteran team owner Richard Childress. Of course, Richard Childress, the founder of Richard Childress Racing, one of the most successful teams in the history of NASCAR. But Mr. Phelps, yeah, didn't really think that, to be honest. He called him, quote, a stupid redneck, end quote, which, do I need to explain that? It's not nice, is it? And he also went on to say that he basically owes all of his wealth to NASCAR, which, I mean, a lot of his success has been through NASCAR, but, you know, he earned that, you know? He was good at the end of the day. And in fact, unsurprisingly, off the back of these revelations, Richard Childress is considering suing the NASCAR executives, which not really a surprise, to be honest. Not exactly nice things to be said about you. Now, understandably, fans are concerned about this. They are worrying that the sport itself has lost touch with the fan base that has made it big in the first place. After all, if you're calling someone like Richard Childress a stupid redneck, then yeah, I can understand why the fans would feel this way, to be honest. But then some people are saying, well, it's freedom of speech, it's an internal message, maybe it's been misinterpreted. Although, how could you misinterpret something like that? It's pretty clear what he was saying. But I think even the defenders of the NASCAR hierarchy very much will not be impressed about the tone of this message, again, about a very key figure in what makes the sport great. But guys, what do you think about these messages? Is it very much a storm in a teacup, or is this really an inherent problem in NASCAR's leadership? And do you think Richard Childress will be successful in his lawsuit if he goes ahead with it? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments below. I mean, I think he's probably got grounds for defamation right there because, yeah, not very nice to be called that, really. But anyway, I'm not a legal expert. You let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as always.